But for the moment, I want to shift focus to our big story. Republican senators have tabled a bill in the US Senate demanding an investigation into Taliban's victory in Afghanistan and sanctions against those who assisted in the fall of Afghanistan's democratically elected Ashraf Ghani government. Now, this bill also seeks an investigation into Pakistan's role in helping the Taliban, and not just in 2021, but over the past 20 years from 2001 to 2021, from sanctuaries to safe havens to financial support to tactical and strategic military support to Taliban. The question remains, will the United States take this to its logical conclusion, and will Taliban in Afghanistan and Pakistan government face US sanctions? US senators seek an inquiry into Pakistan's state support to Taliban.
How they'll be used. And there with those units.
Anger spikes in the United States of America after Pakistan stabbed the US in the back.
It's clear they never had a plan.
Pakistan stocks plunge as US senators seek sanctions on Taliban.
Unabridged advice of police.
Reports say sanctions could be extended to Pakistan. Karachi Stock Exchange sheds 1,200 points. Pakistani rupee hits an all-time low, 270 to a dollar. Trouble mounts for Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan. Pakistan Army and ISI policy in Afghanistan may return to haunt Pakistan in the days and weeks ahead. A bill has been introduced in the US Senate calling for an inquiry into Pakistan's support to the Taliban for the 2021 offensive that led to the collapse of the democratically elected Ashraf Ghani government. The bill, Afghanistan Counter-Terrorism Oversight and Accountability Act, seeks a detailed investigation into the circumstances that resulted in the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan. 22 US senators have backed the bill seeking sanctions on Taliban and sanctions against foreign governments and non-state actors backing the Taliban.
Do we have any evidence, intelligence or otherwise, of Pakistani troops on the ground, intelligence officers, air support, or any troops on the ground assisting the Taliban, or command and control assisting the Taliban offensive?
I'd prefer to answer that question in closed session.
I'll take that as a yes. And Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Walsh, your time has expired.
That's not going to go to a civil war. It's going to go to a regional war.
Amidst growing criticism of the manner in which US President Joe Biden's order to withdraw from Afghanistan was implemented, the bill also says not later than 180 days after the date of the enactment of this act, and not less frequently than annually thereafter, the Secretary of State, in consultation with the Secretary of Defense and the Director of National Intelligence, shall submit to the appropriate congressional committees a report on entities providing support to the Taliban. The bill seeks an investigation into the support provided to Taliban since their ouster from Afghanistan in 2001, and states support by state and non-state actors, including the government of Pakistan, for the Taliban between 2001 and 2020, provision of sanctuary space, financial support, intelligence support, logistics and medical support, training, equipping, and tactical, operational or strategic direction. The bill resulted in Pakistani stocks nosediving at the Karachi Stock Exchange. Pakistan's Express Tribune reported Pakistani stocks nosedived 1,200 points after the bill was tabled in the US Senate. The Pakistani rupee traded at 170 against the dollar in the interbank market and traded around 172 to a dollar in the open market. The US, at least for now, intends to hold Pakistan's feet to fire on Pakistan's state support to terror. Bureau Report, India Today. And the question is it time to impose sanctions on Pakistan? Will the US actually do so? Joining me on the broadcast is Quais Muafaq. He was an advisor to Afghanistan's upper house. Qamar Cheema is a respected strategic and political analyst in Pakistan. And Ambassador Ashok Sajanhar keeps a hawk eye on developments in the region, joins me on the show. Quais Muafaq, how do you see this move in the United States for sanctions against the Taliban and to probe Pakistan government and army's help to Taliban between 2001 and 2021?
With respect to you and your guests, let me tell you one thing that not even from today, since long time ago, even 20 years ago in 1995, before that, Afghans and all the politicians and analysts, they have claimed that in our neighborhood, the Pakistan, the one who support the insurgency, not only the Taliban groups, the entire terrorist groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, and other 22, 23 militant groups, that they are disturbing not only the security of Afghanistan, but the region, that in this region, this all will have a very bad ending to that country. And now, after the withdrawal of the US in a very bad way from Afghanistan, you see that today everything of a government with collapsed. And it was because of that kind of a strategy and policy that Pakistan had with US, and even the US senators, one by one today, they are blaming the CIA and Washington and also the President Biden because they say that Pakistan have played two-side role with the US as well. And today you see the collapse of the money, the worth of the Pakistani rupees in international market, yes, and also the economical crisis of the country, more than $120 billion of the International Monetary Fund's money that Pakistan is not able to pay this all, yes, but they have bunch of monies to support the terrorists, to treat them, to give money for them. And now it is time that this situation in Afghanistan not means that Pakistan can celebrate it like the first days that they have celebrated, the collapse of Kabul and this all.
Let me bring in Qamar Cheema into this conversation. Okay. Will Pakistan pay? It remains a big question. Qamar Cheema, the news of at least 20 and 22 Republican senators bringing in such a legislation led to stocks at the Karachi Stock Exchange nosedive. Express Tribune says Pakistani rupee is trading at an all-time low of 170 to a dollar. Will Pakistan mend its ways or continue to support terror?
Well, I think as far as this position of the Pakistan rupee and the dollar is concerned, this is about the previous governments which kept the dollar, rupee at an artificial position. Coming to the point what you are saying, I think Pakistan is waiting that if the American Congress will make this mistake after 30 years, it will be such a blunder that it will be tough for the Americans to understand, because now Pakistan has an option. That time back in 1989, when the Pressler Amendment came and the Americans sanctioned Pakistan because we were developing the nuclear program in response to India. But right now, Pakistan helped America and assisted America in dialogue with the Taliban. So if Americans will take that mistake, it will be a blunder, and that will be an irreparable loss. And I think things will
irreparable loss to who? Irreparable loss to Pakistan, to America, or will Pakistan was so far begging, looking west. Now Pakistan will beg looking northeast to China. I mean, either ways you will continue to beg. पहले अमेरिका से खैरात आती थी, अब चाइना से खैरात आएगी. Is that what your country will do?
Pakistan has a strategic partnership with the Chinese, and the world understand that. And as far as United States is concerned, we have always transactional relationship, and we know that what is the limitation.
And the relationship is not transactional with China. With China, you're a strategic.
No, this is a strategic partnership.
Strategic begging partnership. I mean,
okay,
let me take this to Ambassador Ashok Sajanhar. Sir, in your appreciation, and let me stay on the principal issue of US proposed sanctions with such a bill. Is this more pressure tactics than ensuring actual sanctions on Pakistan? And you've heard Qamar Cheema. It's perhaps the same logic of the Pakistani deep state, and Imran Khan just parrots whatever the deep state says. So they're saying, fine, you want to impose sanctions. They may have wargamed it. After all, now they have China to fall back on. And what do they need to lose? Maybe a little more Karachi, maybe a little more Gwadar, maybe a little more POK.
Thank you very much, Gaurav, for having me on your program. Let me make one point very clear. America has always known that Pakistan is, hand in glove with the Taliban. That they are the ones who have been supporting. They are the ones, in fact, who gave birth to the Taliban. You recall the tweet of Donald Trump of 1st January 2018, yes, where he said $33 billion we've given and you continue to provide safe havens. And we have had umpteen number of reports. But what I think what has changed today is that the dependence of America on Pakistan, I think, has reduced considerably because there are no US forces at this moment in Afghanistan. So in that sense, it can sort of, take action now, which it hesitated in taking earlier because it thought it needed either the territory of Pakistan to reach Afghanistan to help to provide.
Qamar Cheema says it will be strategic blunder. It will be strategic blunder if US imposes sanctions on Pakistan. Is that also, do you share that view?
No, I don't think it will be strategic blunder, but I think it will need some gumption as far as the United States is concerned to put sanctions. Maybe it is going to be a step-by-step approach, okay, and it's going to be more pressure from, as we have seen. Just the very notion, just the very fact of tabling of this bill by the 22 Republican senators has had such a huge adverse impact on the economic situation in Afghanistan. So the United States has many cards up its sleeve, okay, short of sanctions, which it can employ, which will have, really have a very.
But what difference? Their stock exchange, may nosedive, but China will continue to fund them, Qamar Cheema's country is very happy being on a bent knee. A country with self-respect, Qais Muafaq, will be impacted adversely. But a country like Pakistan, and since it's your neighboring country, and ours too, sadly, are Taliban willing to bank more on Chinese dole, quite like Pakistan, instead of US aid and continue to caucus snook at democracies? Because we don't see Taliban do anything for women's rights or girls studying in schools, and they're far from being inclusive. So Qais Muafaq, Taliban backed by Pakistan, is happy to thumb a nose at the United States?
See, you should note one point, that China cannot be US for Pakistan, because China don't have that much big heart to pay them billions of dollars and then they spend that money back for supporting the terrorists and insurgent groups. Chinese people, they, with the first population of the world, they are also not able to give the huge cost of the Afghanistan running government, or the government which will be run by the Taliban. Pakistan have noted one thing, that after collapse of Kabul and Afghanistan, we have the notes that, the import from Pakistan have decreased to 92 to 95%. Now it is a negative impact on the economy of Pakistan as well. Before, we shout a lot that the stability of Afghanistan is the stability of the region, especially for our two neighbors. But no one wanted to accept this. They just feel that it is like a piece of cake for them to eat it. Okay. But now they will pay for that for sure. The other thing is that about the SCOT meetings of 4 big powers of the world, India, Australia, including America and this all. Okay. These big power of the world, for sure, they are observing the region. It not means that China, Russia, Pakistan, anyone want to do anything, and entire world is just sitting silent and watching.
Interesting point to make, sir.
Now, the thing is, I want to complete this. The thing is that for running of the government, you need money. You need to pay money for the people, for the civilians, for your employee, for administration and everything. If you don't have export and import, and you don't have a...
But Pakistan and Afghanistan together have $2 billion plus worth of drugs to export. That drug trade is huge, enough to run the Taliban government, not for the people of Afghanistan, but the power centers will remain well oiled. And Qamar Chima, has the Pakistan army already wargamed this scenario of sanctions? Pakistan, you know better, sir, and you can tell us better. You are living off either the Chinese dole or the American dole. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, your newspapers say, is leaking. There's no money coming in from there. You can tell us more about oil prices, gas prices, food prices that are skyrocketing. Is Pakistan prepared for sanctions, sir?
Well, where the food prices are not high, hiking everywhere. It is in everywhere, including even in India and every other country. But coming to the point, what Pakistan is going to do? Pakistan understands that there are limitations which the Americans will definitely look in, because we will have a cooperation with the Americans on so many other things, including issues like nuclear non-proliferations. The Pentagon and GHQ are working perfectly fine on so many regional issues. And there are other regional issues, including even South Asian politics, and even with engaging with the Chinese and Afghanistan.
Basically, when you talk about nuclear non-proliferation, you will again blackmail the world, Ambassador Sajjanar. That is what Pakistan will do. Our nukes will go into the hands of Taliban, or you fund us, you fund our army, sustain it. Basically, that is Pakistan's...
One point I want to
Gaurav,
make.
Quickly, sir. Okay. Quickly, Qamar Chima. I will come to Ambassador Sajjanar. Quickly, Qamar Chima.
Listen. There is no single incident of uranium got stolen. In India, uranium got stolen.
You may give us that bogey, A.Q. Khan and Pakistan C-130s providing nuclear technology, to North Korea and Iran is well known. Sir, you may say this for your personal channel, but Ambassador Sajjanar, isn't this exactly what is happening when Qamar Chima talks about nuclear non-proliferation? This is Pakistan's threat to America. Give our army money, or these nukes will get into the hands of the Taliban.
Absolutely. I think this is what Pakistan has been doing all along, that you incentivize us and we will give you a lead to the Taliban. We will get you connect with the Taliban. You incentivize us and we will fight your war on terror, and we will get terrorists and we will provide you. This is exactly what Imran Khan
we are doing much better than, Anyway, apologies, Ambassador Sajjanar, go on.
Yeah, meaning this is exactly what Imran Khan said in his speech at the UNGA. He says incentivize the Taliban so that they can meet their commitments, their promises that they have made. This is exactly how Pakistan has duped the United States for the last 20 years. And I'm
last 30 seconds, Mr. Muwafaq, you think that Taliban, if Afghanistan is given money, will give women's rights, will permit girls to study, will have an inclusive government in case the US funds them?
See, they should not fund them till that time. They should accept everything, because the decision is not with hand of Taliban. If it should be the decision of Taliban from inside Afghanistan side, everyone from me as Afghan and everyone will go and sit with the Taliban, and they will clear and fix the issue.
Fair enough. You make a fair point that the decision makers are in GHQ Rawalpindi, and sanctions on Pakistan perhaps is then the only way forward. Will the US do it, and why just the US? Shouldn't all democracies come together and impose sanctions on this hybrid terror state called Pakistan? We will track this story. Ambassador Sajjanar, Qamar Chima and Mr. Muwafaq, many thanks for joining me.